once I got pulled away, after maybe a year or two, I just had such an emptiness in my spirit. I never came to a church like this before. I had no clue as to what was going on. When I heard Pastor Sam talking and everybody's raising their hand, I'm thinking they're asking questions. I didn't know. And when I heard people talking about bringing Bibles, I was thinking the big family Bibles. I'm like, are you kidding? You're carrying all this stuff. But, you know, and then I got to realize what's going on. And when I had that emptiness, I said, I got to give back. There is just no way. I mean, I want more of what I had. And I listen. And I came back in 2000. And that was one of the most thrilling days of my life. And I met Therese and Scott at an early time, back in the 90s when they had their share group. And a lot of the other folks that are here too. And I thought, wow, these people are really amazing. They really are. I love them. And I don't know who they are. And I didn't think I could ever do that. And I wasn't too far off, if any. I was just so thankful. And when I came back to the church, Scott, I don't know if you remember, but you came up to me and said, Ron, I haven't seen you forever. Welcome back. And he greeted me with open arms. I thought, are you kidding me? And then and I had the privilege to work with these folks in the ministry of dance and banner and flag waving. And I never met or understood so much until I started getting into that, and how much the Lord loves me for no reason, just because he loves us. And Peter, I'm not saying he's a good man, he's a great man of God. I'm not saying, when you tell Peter that he's a good man, he says, look, there's only one man that's good, and that's God himself. I understand that, but I mean, he's a very faithful, manly God and man. Yeah, I'm all twisted up. But he started Bible study, and that has really helped me so much. There's been times he's touched on things that really struck a nerve, but it's something that I had to hear. And it's made me meditate on it and really get deeper and closer to God more than a lot of other things have. Pastor Tori, I love your teachings. I really do. I always have, from the first time I ever heard you teach. And I just love you guys all together. And Diane, well, I love you, girl.
Yeah, it's all right.
But,
love you too,
no.
Mark.
That's another chapter.
Oh, it is.
Watch yourself, I'll get my combat boots out.
We'll just put you back in a wheelchair. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, tell me that story.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I also want to thank you so much because before leaving I was like, I really want to come here already because I want to be with him. It took us 2 years, and finally everything was coming into place. And it was like November. I said, will I really go? Because I'm like, the only family I have there is Ron. But I have some friends in Facebook, but it's really different meeting them in person. But I kept on crying. I kept on eating at the same time. I gained weight. It was late October, November, and December, and it was already January. I said, I have to be honest, like I was torn. I keep on telling him, leaving my family and my church in the Philippines. And this would be really a new thing for me. And as soon as I came here in the airport, I saw them. I said, it's like family. The Lord changed my heart. It's just like, it's not I don't miss them, but everything, I feel like home. And then my mom keeps on calling me and my brother, they keep on telling me, are you sure you're okay there? You want to go back? I said, no, I have family here. And I keep on telling them, they said, oh, we want to go there. Yeah, thank you so much for this and for really making me feel not just a part of this church, but really a family.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say I want to thank God for allowing you two to be a part of my life. And I see an example when I look at you, what you went through to bring this marriage together. I just see an example of the good things that happen when you wait upon the Lord.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody knows Carl. And I gotta admit, I miss him every day.
Me too.
More than anyone else. And, you know, in a way, you know, when I first found out that Carl went home and everything, I was really shook up and everything. I gotta also remember that there were times where I leaned on Carl more than I leaned on God. And God kind of reminded me of that. I know Carl was up there doing the snow dance.
Yeah.
He always did. And, you know, when I went to the Philippines and Yvonne had taken me to the airport and she picked me back up in my car. And I had a problem with my door. And without knowing it, Carl went and got it fixed for me. And, you know, I was just blown away. I mean, it wasn't anything special. It was just Carl. And I never knew anybody with so much love that he had than what Carl has. And he's just phenomenal. He is.
He's the first friend of Ron that I met online, actually on the phone. And he showed me the picture of Kyle because he keeps on talking me about Carl. They do things together. And then when he showed me the picture, I said, "Oh, he looks like Moses." And then one day they were together, and then Carl was talking to me and said, "Hello, Paula. This is Moses."
That's Carl.
That's Carl.
That's Carl.
That was 6 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
That was 6 years ago. That's why when I learned about what happened, it feels like he was closer, though I'm 1,000 miles away.
Like I said, it feels like we've known you for a long time because of the Bell group and sharing your love for her. It was so precious how much you shared with us about her.
I don't think I've ever loved anybody as much as I've ever loved Paul. Honestly. Unfortunately, I'm sure many of you don't know that I had been married actually twice before this. And basically, my first marriage after our dissolution, she looked at me and she said, "The only reason why I married you is because I felt sorry for you." And I thought, wow. I mean, if you really want to hurt somebody, I mean, that's a good way. And my next wife, we got to talking, and we had shared a lot of things, and I shared with her what my first wife did, and she tried to repeat the same thing. I'm thinking, why would you want to do that if it didn't work out? Why would you want to do that again? And, when God says do not get matched unevenly, it is so true. We do not want to do that. Because, and when he tells you to back away, do it. Don't just sit there and say, well, you know what? I'm going to see what happens. No, because you're going to find out and you're really going to regret doing it. And when he brought Paula to me, and at first I was skeptical, and then we started talking, and then there was something about her that I really wanted to pursue. And once I did, I found out she was definitely a woman that was after God's heart, and I knew I was on the right track.
I don't know how, let me just give you a little thing how we met. So I'm actually, because I have a best friend in college, she went to Australia. and it really made me sad because, we have been to a lot of things together in college. So I usually wait for her on the time that we usually talk. I was sitting there and there was this, I collect teddy bears for a long time, and there's this email that popped up, or instant message pop up and say, hey, how are you? I was like thinking, I said, what is this? Why? And then I said, oh my gosh, this is teddy bear. And then I was like curious. I said, curiosity kills a cat. I said, he might be a serial killer. And I said, but I was also thinking at the same time, because I was sad, I want to talk to someone. I said, he must be the nicest person on earth. And so I answered him back. But what I did, I said, are you a Christian? And he answered me back. He said, I would not be on a...
Would I be in a Christian chat room if I wasn't a Christian?
And I was thinking, I said, what chat room is he talking about? And I said, no, you're not answering my question. Are you a Christian? And it started everything.
Well, she said if I wasn't a Christian, she didn't want to talk to me. And so I thought, you know what? She's definitely willing to prepare. She's definitely somebody I want to pursue. Because first of all, when I said, would I be in a Christian chat room, and she said, you did not answer my question. That right there said, that's the kind of girl that's not putting up with any nonsense. And of course, you know that I'm a person that doesn't give any nonsense to anybody, so.
But we were talking for months, but I was still trying to trick him. He said, I was like 32 or something, and he asked me again. He asked me, how old are you again? I said, 22. I said, oh my gosh. But we were already talking for how many months? He said, you are so young for me. We can just be friends. We have to stop this.
Yeah.
And it took us 5 years to converse. And when he visited the Philippines, that was just 3 days before our wedding.
But like the first year or two, we actually conversed over email and instant messaging and back and forth and everything. And then Paula had told me about her cousin in Colorado who has this bondage device that she can actually use, and it'll take her anywhere in, around the United States. And I thought, well, we'll do it in the Philippines. So I actually got 2 devices, one for myself, and then I got one for Paula. And they had given me a phone number right here in Columbus. So I sent the device to her. So now, anytime I want to, we can pick up the phone, call this local number, and it'll ring right into her house. So all we're doing is paying for the service. And it just works out so much better. It really does. So.
Do you have any idea how many hours you all talk?
Yeah, there are times we talk like 4 hours.
At
No,
a
I mean,
time.
in all, was it
In
1,000
all.
hours, or do you have any idea?
How long do you have?
I like that.
Oh, and that's how, we've been together going on 8 years now, and it really doesn't seem that long. It really doesn't. I'm just blown away. I am.
But at first my family, they're Christian, they're missionaries. They said, are you serious? Are you on your right mind? I said, I know.
One of my fondest memories of Ron actually is not in a Christian setting. Where I
Twice, Steve.
Trust me, it has a good ending. No, as you all know, he's the pancake flipper.
Yeah.
Where I work, every year, they have a week where they cater in meals and everything. One day, one of those days, they have got to where they have the pancake guy come in. And Ron came in, and lo and behold, I saw him. And him and I was standing there talking all morning. I did not get any work done. He was just flipping pancakes and everything. I was getting yelled at. So Ron and I had a really good time.
shortly after you came to Christian Assembly, I nabbed you and got you on the banner, Dan's team.
Yeah, in fact, the first exaltation that I had been participating in was the last one that was here. And I do remember that. And that's what really gave me the spirit to be with you guys and everything. And I have not regretted 1 second of it. I love going to Washington and celebrating for the unborn. In fact, one year, I remember Pastor Torrey coming into the room and asking John, let's get these flags packed up. We weren't supposed to have the flags or the banners or anything. And John and I are scattering all over the place, trying to get these things all collected and everything and get them packed up and ready to go. And,
I've never worked so fast in my life.
but John has been a blessing to me as well. I mean, John's been off. Unfortunately, John's been under the weather for a while now. And, but I was so close to him that, and the way I work, I've got plenty of time to go over there and sit with him. And it doesn't matter if we fall asleep or not. I mean, I still enjoy just being with him, you know? And,
Ron, you didn't let me finish that, because everybody knows you as a pancake flipper, I know you as a babysitter.
this is true. This is true.
But of course, Pastor, while I was still in the Philippines, I can already hear all your sermon. The way you preach like Charles Stanley, and I love Charles Stanley. I always told him that I love teachers. Of course, I love preacher, but I prefer teachers.
Yeah. Well, I had a Bluetooth that I had in my ear, and I just kept that on throughout the whole service. And they were sitting on the other end of the phone, her mom, brothers, and everybody. They were just sitting around the phone listening to the teachings. So,
Yeah, my own age.
so you were literally going all over the world.
Didn't know that.
I have to tell you, Ron, I know he was a babysitter to John, but I'm not sure if I would hire him. I would call home to check on John, and I'd find them both napping.